Yoga to four Kumaras and Bhakti Yoga to Narada, because Brahma saw all the wonderful qualities in Narada. Now, 43rd verse, 9th chapter, 2nd canto. Tushtam nishamya pitaram lokanam prapitamaham devarshi paripapracha bhavanyanmanupashruti. Tushtam nishamya pitaram lokanam prapitamaham devarshi paripapracha bhavanyanman upruchati. It is actually here bhavanyanmanupruchati is also okay. Bhavanyanmanupruchati. Okay. Tushtam, satisfied. Nishamya, after seeing Pitaram, the father. Lokanam, for the whole universe. Prapitamaham, the great grandfather. Devarshi, the great sage Narada. Paripapracha, inquired. Bhavan, yourself. Yat as it is ma from me, anuprapachati. Inquiry. So the great sage Narada also inquired in detail from his father, like how Brahma inquired from the Supreme Lord. So he inquired from his father Brahma, who is Prapitamaha, the great grandfather of the whole universe. When he inquired, after seeing that, how satisfied is my father? When he saw that how satisfied is my father, so I also want to know that knowledge by which one attains a complete satisfaction. That is how Narada inquired in detail. So tadviti pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadakshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina. There is a process to attain the knowledge. If you want to know about Lord, then how to search him? By taking shelter, Ado Guru Padashram. And Yasya Deve Para Bhakti Yatha Deve Tatha Guru. Guru should be considered as good as God. Tasyete Katitayartam Prakashante Mahatmana. Because the Guru is representative of Lord. That's why in the morning class also we saw there are four representatives. Vaishnavas, Ganga, Tulasi, Srimad Bhagavatam. These four representatives are worshipped the moment they are appearing. So there, in the morning class in Chaitanya Bhagavatam it is written, at least the Lord's Vigraha you have to invoke first. Then only it is for worshipping. It is kept for worshipping. But for Vaishnavas, Tulasi, Ganga, Srimad Bhagavatam, the moment they appear, you have to worship. So Guru is worshipable as well as God. He is representing God. Then tasyete katita yartam prakashante mahatvana. That is how one attains the real knowledge. Okay? Vidyanila Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Tushtam nishamya pitram lokanam prapitamaham devarshi paripupracha bhavanyanmanu pruchati. The great sage Narada also inquired in detail from his father Brahma, the great-grandfather of all the universe, after seeing him well satisfied. Purport: the purpose of understanding spiritual or transcendental knowledge from the realized person is not exactly like asking an ordinary question from the schoolmaster. The schoolmasters in the modern days are paid agents for giving some information, but the spiritual master is not a paid agent, nor can he impart instruction without being authorized. In the Bhagavad Gita 4.34, the process of understanding transcendental knowledge is directed as follows. Tadvidhi pranipatena pranipashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. Arjun was advised to receive transcendental knowledge from the realized person by surrender, questions, and service. Receiving transcendental knowledge is not like exchanging dollars. Such knowledge has to be received by service to the spiritual master. As Brahmaji received the knowledge directly from the Lord by satisfying him fully, similarly, one has to receive the transcendental knowledge from the spiritual master by satisfying him. The spiritual master's satisfaction is the means of assimilating transcendental knowledge. One cannot understand transcendental knowledge simply by becoming a grammarian. The Vedas declare, Yasya deve para bhakti yatha deve tatha guru tasyaita kathita hi artha prakashante mahatmanaha. Only unto one who has unflinching devotion to the Lord and to the spiritual master does transcendental knowledge become automatically revealed. Shweta Upanishad 6.23. Such relationship between the disciple and the spiritual master is eternal. One who is now the disciple is the next spiritual master. And one cannot be a bona fide and authorized spiritual master unless one has been strictly obedient to his spiritual master. Brahmaji, as a disciple of the Supreme Lord, received the real knowledge and imparted it to his dear disciple Narad. And similarly, Narad, as spiritual master, handed over this knowledge to Vyas, and so on. Therefore, the so-called formal spiritual master and disciple are not facsimiles of Brahma and Narad or Narad and Vyasa. The relationship between Brahma and Narad is reality, while the so-called formality is the relation between the cheater and the cheated. It is clearly mentioned herewith that Narad is not only well-behaved, meek, and obedient, but also self-controlled. One who is not self-controlled, especially specifically in sex life, can become neither a disciple nor a spiritual master. One must have disciplinary training in controlling speaking, anger, the tongue, the mind, the belly, and the genitals. One who has controlled the particular senses mentioned above is called Goswami. Without becoming a Goswami, one can become neither a disciple nor a spiritual master. The so called spiritual master without sense control is certainly the cheater, and the disciple of such a so called spiritual master is the cheated. One should not think of Brahmaji as a dead great grandfather, as we have experienced on this planet. He is the oldest great grandfather, and he is still living, and Narad is also still living. The age of the inhabitants of the Brahmaloka planet is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. The inhabitants of this small planet Earth can hardly calculate even the duration of one day of Brahma. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
So about the glories of spiritual master is given. The Narada inquired from Brahma. Brahma is not only his father, but also his spiritual master. Actually, spiritual master is a real father, eternal father. One should always remember the spiritual master and always seek the mercy from the spiritual master. It's very much important because spiritual master, when they are performing their leelas in this earthly planet, one should take complete advantage of it. Like today, I'm remembering my spiritual master so much from the afternoon. I was having tears so much after the. So when he's present in the earthly planet, yes, we should take advantage. When he is there in the Nitya Leela of Krishna, at that time also we should seek mercy because it's spiritual master who gives us the mercy, and we should always glorify the spiritual master. It's actually not glorification, it's our own purification. When we speak about their wonderful qualities, actually we are actually purifying ourselves. What words we can have to glorify them? Isn't it? Our words already short. Okay. Tasma idam bhagavatam puranam dasalakshanam proktam bhagavata praha prita putraya bhutakut. Tasma idam bhagavatam. Tasma, thereupon, this Bhagavatam, the glories of the Lord or the signs of the Lord, Puranam, a Vedic supplement, Dashalakshanam, 10 characteristics, Proktam, described, Bhagavata, the personality of God, Praha said, Pritaha, in satisfaction, Putraya, unto the Son, Bhutakrit, the creator of the universe. Thereupon, the supplementary Vedic literature, that is Srimad Bhagavatam, which is described by the personality of Godhead and which contains 10 characteristics, was told with satisfaction by his father Brahma to his son Narada. So Chaturshloki Bhagavatam is heard by Brahma from his father, that is the Supreme Lord, that I existed before I will exist, even after the dissolution. Before creation, Ahamevasa Vivagre. So I existed before the creation, I will exist after the dissolution also. It's me who is existing always. If you see something which is not connected to Lord, that is Maya. So don't see anything which is not connected to Lord. And then the material ingredients, as they form the material world, at the same time they are different. They enter at the same time they are different. Lord enters at the same time. Lord is aloof from this material world. To know up to this point, one has to perform nice sadhana bhakti, that is devotional service. Only by devotional service we can reach up to the point of understanding. There is not a single place where Lord is not there. Lord is present as Brahman, Lord is present as Paramatma, and Lord is present in his spiritual abode. So this Chaturshloki Bhagavatam, which is the essence of whole Bhagavatam, has been heard. Now, Bhagavatam has 10 subject matters. Brahmaji is going to explain the same in more descriptive way. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave a drop of bhakti to Rupa Goswami. The same drop was converted into ocean by Rupa Goswami. The same thing, you hear and you should explain. While explanation, you can give more detailing. That more detailing should be confined to that original topic. It should not deviate from the original topic. That is most important. You keep in center the main topic and you can give many examples. So that is how, see, the Chaturshloki Bhagavatam is now going to be described as the 10 subject matters of Bhagavatam. What are the 10 subject matters of Bhagavatam? So that is going to come anyhow. The time we'll explain the same Chaturshloki Bhagavatam in that 10 subject matters of Bhagavatam. Okay, Raksha Mataji, Raksha cannot remain without Bhagavatam. She was not to join, no? Okay.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandan pranam Mataji. Very true. Very true, Mataji. Sloka 44. Tasma idam bhagavatam puranam dashalakshanam proktam bhagavata praha prita putraya bhutakrut. Dandan pranam. Translation. Thereupon the supplementary Vedic literature Srimad Bhagavatam, which was described by the personality of Godhead and which contains 10 characteristics, was told with satisfaction by the father Brahma to his son Narad. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai ho. Although the Srimad Bhagavatam was spoken in 4 verses, it has 10 characteristics, which will be explained in the next chapter. In the 4 verses, it is first said that the Lord existed before the creation, and thus the beginning of the Srimad Bhagavatam includes the Vedant aphorism Janmadasya Asya. Janmadasya is the beginning. Yet the 4 verse in which it is said that the Lord is the root of the everything, that we beginning from the creation up to the supreme abode of the Lord. Naturally explain the 10 characteristics. One should not misunderstand by wrong interpretation that the Lord spoke only 4 verses and therefore all the rest of the 17,994 verses are useless. The 10 characteristics as well we explain in the next chapter require so many verses just to explain them properly. Brahmaji has also advised Narad previously that he should expand the idea he had heard from Brahmaji. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed this to Sri Rupa Goswami in the nutshell, but the disciple Rupa Goswami expanded this very elaborately, and the same subject was further expanded by Jiva Goswami and even further by Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. We are just trying to follow in the footsteps of all these authorities. So Srimad Bhagavatam is not like ordinary fiction or mundane literature. It is unlimited in strength, and however one may expand it according to the one's own ability. Bhagavatam still cannot be finished by such expansion. Srimad Bhagavatam, being the sound representation of the Lord, is simultaneously expanded in 4 verses and in 4 billion verses all the same. Inasmuch as the Lord is smaller than the atom and bigger than the unlimited sky, such Such is the potency of Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Shad Sandarbhas are given by Jiva Goswami. Same, the Bindu is explained into Sindhu, into Sandarbhas. And if you see Sarartha Darshan, the explanations by Sri Thakur in different ways have been given. All expansion of the same instruction. Nardaha Praha Muni Saraswatyastatirnapa Dhyayate Brahma Paramam Vyasaya Mita Narada Praha Munaye Saraswatyaste Nupadhyayate Brahma Paramam Vyasayamita Tejase. Narada, the great sage Narada, Praha instructed Muniya unto the great sage Saraswatyaha of the river Saraswati, Tate on the bank, Nupa king, Dhyayate unto the meditative Brahma, absolute truth. Here Brahma, it's not Brahma, it's Brahma, absolute truth, Paramam, the supreme, Vyasaya unto Srila Vyasadeva, Amita, unlimited, Tejasaha, unto the powerful. In succession, O king, the great sage Narada instructed Srimad Bhagavatam unto the unlimitedly powerful Vyasadeva, who meditated in devotional service upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead, absolute truth, on the bank of river Saraswati. Nayadvachaschittapadam Haririsho Jagat Pavitram Bhaktakar Chittadvaya Santitam Shanti Manasa Nayatra Hamsa Nirmanti Shikshya. There's a powerful verse which Narada told to Vyasa. When he saw Vyasa being very, very sad, after very, very depressed and sad, despondent, after even writing the Vedas, and not knowing what is the reason behind his sadness. Then Narada comes and says, you have not enough to describe Lord. Description of Lord is enough to purify the whole world. So you have created such a literature which is actually the pilgrimage of prose, which no Hamsa Purusha will like to even look at it. So then what to do? Tadvaga visargo janataga viplavo yasmin pratishlokam abhattavati api namani anantasya shvankitani apshunanti gayanti gunanti sadhava. Create such a literature which Sadhu Purusha will like to hear, sing and take it. Grahan. So create such a literature even if it is abhattavati api, even if it is not properly composed. But this is going to bring a revolution in the hearts of people. So in the 5th chapter, Srimad Bhagavatam, Narada instructed, Ato Mahabhagaha Bhavan Amogatrit Shuchi Shavaha Satyarato Dhrita Prataha Urukramasya Khila Bandha Muktaye Samadhina Smara Tad Vicheshtitam. So great, fortunate, pious philosopher, your name and fame are universal. You are fixed in absolute truth, with spotless character and infallible vision. I ask you to meditate upon the activities of the Lord, whose activities are unparalleled. So Narada tells to Vyasa that you meditate, Ato Mahabhaga, Bhavan Amogadruk. Amogha, you are sinless. Shuchi Shavaha, you are very pure. Satyarato, Dhrita Vrataha, you are very determined. You have spotless character. So what you do now, Urukramasya Akhila Bandha Muktaye, he is only going to give Akhila Bandha Muktaye. Whatever bandhan we have, everything is completely removed by Lord. So Samadhina Nusmara, sit in Samadhi. Samyagadhyate asmin atmatatvatmatmayam anusmaraha. So understand the real relationship of a soul with Lord. Samadhi, samyagadhyate, meditate upon your relationship. Tad vicheshtitam, in this way. Tad means of Lord. Vicheshtitam, that means remember the Vishesha Rupena Cheshtitam. Vishesha Rupena activities. the unparalleled activities, Vishesha Rupena. So remember the unparalleled activities of Lord. So in this way, the Sampradaya extends. Lord speaking to Brahma, Brahma to Narada, Narada to Vyasa, Vyasa to Madhva. In this, Brahma Madhva Sampradaya comes. Okay. Arula, read.
Hare Krishna. Text 45. Narada praha munaye saraswatyastate nrupa dhyayate brahma param vyasaya mita tejase. Translation. In succession, O king, the great sage Narada instructed Srimad Bhagavatam unto the ultimately powerful Vyasadeva, who meditated in devotional service upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Absolute Truth on the bank of the river Saraswati. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In the 5th chapter of the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Narada instructed the great sage Vyasadeva as follows. Ato mahabhaga bhavana moghadrit suchi shrava satya rato drita vrataha urukramasya khila bandha muktaye samadhina nusmaratad vicheshtitam. O greatly fortunate pious philosopher, your name and fame are universal, and you are fixed in the absolute truth with spotless character and infallible vision. I ask you to meditate upon the activities of the personality of Godhead, whose activities are unparalleled. So, in the disciplic succession of the Brahma Sampradaya, the practice of yoga meditation is not neglected, but because the devotees are Bhakti yogis, they do not undertake the trouble to meditate upon the impersonal Brahman, as indicated here. They meditate on Brahma Pramanam, Brahma Paramam, or the Supreme Brahman. Brahman realization begins from the impersonal effulgence, but by further progress of such meditation, manifestation of the Supreme Soul, Paramatma realization takes place, and progressing further, realization of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is fixed. Sri Narada Muni, as the spiritual master of Vyasadeva, knew very well the position of Vyasadeva, and thus he certified the qualities of Srila Vyasadeva as fixed in the absolute truth with great vow, etc. Narada advised meditation upon the transcendental activities of the Lord. Impersonal Brahman has no activities, but the personality of Godhead has many activities, and all such activities are transcendental without any tinge of material quality. If the activities of the Supreme Brahman were material activities, then Narada would not have advised Vyasadeva to meditate upon them. And the Param Brahma is Lord Krishna as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. In the 10th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, when Arjuna realized the factual position of Lord Krishna, he addressed Lord Krishna in the following words: Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevam Ajam Vibhum Ahustvam Shaya Sarve Devarshi Naradasthatha Asito Devalo Vyasah Swayam Chaiva Bravishime. Arjuna summarized the purpose of the Bhagavad Gita by his realization of God Sri Krishna and thus said, My dear personality of Godhead, you are the supreme absolute truth, the original person in the eternal form of bliss and knowledge, and this is confirmed by Narada, Asita, Devala and Vyasadeva, and above all, your personal self has also confirmed it. Bhagavad Gita 10.12 and 13. When Vyasadeva fixed his mind in meditation, he did it in Bhakti Yoga trance and actually saw the Supreme Person with Maya, the illusory energy, in contraposition. As we have discussed before, the Lord's Maya or illusion is also a representation because Maya has no existence without the Lord. Darkness is not independent of light. Without light, no one can experience the contraposition of darkness. However, this Maya or illusion cannot overcome the Supreme Personality of Godhead but stands apart from Him. Aparashrayam. Therefore, perfection of meditation is realization of the personality of Godhead along with its transcendental activities. Meditation on the impersonal Brahman is a troublesome business for the meditator, as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 12.5. Klesho dikataras tesham avyakta sakta chetasam.
क्लेशोऽधिकतरस्तेषाम् अव्यक्ता
Avyakta sakta
सक्तचेतसाम्.
chetasam. Hare Krishna.
Okay, last verse. यदुताहं त्वया पृष्टो वैराजात् पुरुषादिदं यथासि तद् उपाख्यास्ते प्रश्नन् अन्यांश्च कृत्स्नशः यदुताहं यत् उत अहं what is aham I त्वया by you पृष्टः I am asked Vairajat from the universal form, Purushat from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, become this world. Yatha as it asit was, that upakyaste, I will explain. I shall explain Prashnan, all the questions, and Nyan others, Cha as well as Krishnasaha in Krishnasaha in great detail. O King, your questions as to how the universe became manifested from the gigantic form of the Supreme Lord, as well as other questions I shall explain in detail. So now Sukadeva Goswami is telling to Maharaj Parsa. You see how many conversations has happened. Brahma with Lord, Narada with Brahma, then again Suta Goswami with Naimisharani Rishis, and again Sukadeva Goswami with Parishit Maharaj. So many conversations within the chapter. So here is said that Parishit Maharaj has so many questions. So as stated in the beginning of the Srimad Bhagavatam, the transcendental literature is the ripened fruit. Nigamakalpataror galitam phalam shukumkat anuradhava sammitam pibata bhagatam rasamalayam muhuraho rasika bhuvivavata. It's question answer session actually. One asks question, other answers. The question answer session. And it is so sweet because now it is in the mouth of Sukadeva Goswami. It's a ripened fruit. Nigama kalpataror. It has come from Nigama means it is the source, origin is from the kalpataru tree. And it has nothing, no waste, no seed, no peel. Everything is so wonderful. So now we can find the same Srimad Bhagavatam in the mouth of Sukadeva Goswami. Now Narada to Vyasa, Vyasa to whom? Vyasa to Sukadeva Goswami. So that is why now this verse has been given. I will explain that in detail because again, Vyasa gave this knowledge to his son, Sukadeva Goswami. That is how the whole knowledge again flows through the discipline succession. So Bindu, can you read?
Sorry, Mataji, I don't have the book.
Okay, you are in Jagannath Devasthan.
Mm-hmm.
Aruna, you read?
Hare Krishna. Text 46. Yadutaham tvaya prishto vairajat purushadidham yatasi tadupakyaste prashnanyamscha kritatsnashah. Translation. O King, your questions as to how the universe became manifested from the gigantic form of the personality of Godhead, as well as other questions, I shall answer in detail by explanation of the 4 verses already mentioned. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. As stated in the beginning of the Srimad Bhagavatam, this great transcendental literature is the ripened fruit of the tree of Vedic knowledge, and therefore all questions that can be humanly possible regarding the universal affairs, beginning from its creation, are all answered in the Srimad Bhagavatam. The answers depend only on the qualifications of the person who explains them. The 10 divisions of the Srimad Bhagavatam, as explained by the great speaker Srila Sukadev Goswami, are the limitation of all questions, and intelligent persons will derive all intellectual benefits from them by proper utilization. Mataji, not clear. The 10 divisions of Srimad Bhagavatam, as explained by the great speaker Srila Sukadev Goswami, are the limitation of all questions, and intelligent persons will derive all the intellectual benefits from them by proper utilization. Thus, end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the second canto, 9th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Answers by Citing the Lord's Version. Hare Krishna.
So 10 subject matters are the summary of all the questions. When you say limitations means what? It is summary. Whatever questions has been asked by Parikshit Maharaj, so many questions were asked by Parikshit Maharaj. 8th chapter contains all the questions. So many questions. Now, 10 subject matter will answer all the questions. Though they seem to be limited, the answer seems to be limited, question seems to be many, but they are limited and they are going to answer all. And intelligent person will derive all intellectual benefits from them by proper utilization. That means Chaturshulki Bhagavatam is there. All questions which has been asked by Parikshit Maharaj, that is also there. You see how many questions were asked by Parikshit Maharaj? Everything is there in this Chaturshulki, in this 10 subject matters. That is how the 10 subject matter is introduced by Brahma to Narada. Narada is going to give this to Vyasa. And the same Vyasa gave this knowledge to Sukadev Goswami. Now Sukadev Goswami is going to give this to Parikshit Maharaj. Bhagavatam is the answer to all the questions. Very important chapter. It's the answer to all questions. 10 subject matter is the answer to all questions. Simple. Bhagavatam has 10 subject matters. And these 10 subject matters starts from the 3rd canto. Let me still know what we were doing. Was it time pass or what? Because main subject matters is going to start from 3rd canto. Till now it is Purva Kriya. Purva Kriya means setting the scene. Understanding the importance. So we saw how the whole Bhagavatam started. And we saw the birth of Sukadev Goswami, birth of Parikshit Maharaj, how all this started. The Bhagavatam is the answer to all the questions. The 10 subject matter will be given here. 1 month subject matter will be taken from the 3rd canto. 3rd states the 1st subject matter, that is Sarga. 4th states the Visarga. Sthanam is the 5th one. 6th is the Poshanam. Utaya is the 7th one. Manvantara is the 6th one. Ishanukatha is the 7th one. Manvantara. Isha. 7th over, na? 7th. 7th is the Ishanukatha. So where it came? Utaya was the 7th canto, 8th canto, 9th canto, Ishanukatha. 9th canto. Nirodho is the 11th one. Not even 10th one, 11th one. Mukti is the 12th one. Ashray is the 10th one. Here little deviation happens. Ashray Tattva is there in Krishna Katha. Krishna is the supreme Ashray. Shri Sukhavacha Atra Sarga Visargascha Sthanam Poshanam Utayah Manmantara Ishanukatha Nirodho Mukti Ashraya. So Atra means in this Bhagavatam, what is there? Detailing about Sarga, creation. how the whole creation started. Third canto speaks about it. You have Kapil Devhuti Samvad. The third canto, so many topics are there. It all deals with the creation of the universe. Then fourth canto deals with what? Statement of subcreation. How the subcreation was done by Brahma. Then Sthanam, how the different planetary system, 14 planetary system has been given. How the jivas get the planetary system, the position of the planetary system has been given. Then Poshanam, every jiva gets the place in the planetary system. So who is protecting them? The protection has been given, Poshanam, nourishment. And then what is that impetus that has been given in the 7th chapter? Impetus for everything. Now, Hiranyakashipu is so cruel. Why he is doing all these things? Again, there is an impetus behind it. That means there is an creative impetus. How Prahlad Maharaj is so protected. Again, the impetus. The creative impetus. What is the driving force? Uttayaha. Then Manvantara, 8th canto speaks about it. Different avatars, different changes in the Manu, and how Lord appears in each Manu. Then Lord speaks about Ishanukata, the signs of God, avatars, Ishanukata. Then in the 11th canto, Nirodha, how to go back home, back to God, Nirodha. And then Mukti, what is liberation. And then Ashraya Tattva, the Samman Bonam. So then, here it is there. Dashamasya Vishuddhyartam Navanam Iha Lakshanam Pranayanti Mahatmanaha Shrutenarthena Chanjasa. Dashamasya Vishuddhyartam. Vishuddhyartam. Dashamasya, that means of the Samman Bonam. Vishuddhyartam, isolation, artham, purpose. Navanam Iha Lakshanam. So why those 9 subject matters has been given? To describe the last one. The 9 subject matter has been kept together. But the last one has been isolated, 10th subject matter, Ashraya Tattva. To isolate the transcendence of the Samman Bonam, the symptoms of the rest are described sometimes by Vedic inferences. How the other subject matters are described? By Vedic inferences. Then Shrutenarthena means what? Shrutenarthena means Vedic evidence. Arthena means by direct explanation. Anjasas, like summary explanation. 9 subject matter has been described in their own ways. 10th subject matter is as it is. That is the Samman Bonam. Like Krishna's pastime is not some imaginary explanation. But 9 subject matters has been explained in a different way by giving sometimes evidence, Shrutena, Arthena, explanation, Anjasa, sometimes a concocted explanation, like you have Puranjana story, where one imaginary story has been created to explain that philosophy. So sometimes by imagination, by explanation, and sometimes by direct Vedic evidences. This is 9 subject matter has been described like Dashamasya Vishuddhyartam Navanam Iha Lakshanam Shrutenarthena Varnayanti Mahatmana Shrutenarthena Anjasa. So that is how the 10th subject matter, Ashraya Tattva, has been isolated from the first 9 subject matter. Nirodho, Mukti, Ashraya. Ashraya has been isolated. Other all has been explained by Vedic evidences, by direct explanation, Anjasa by creation, imagination. Okay. So read both. Read both. And try to memorize these both verses.
Shri Shuka Uvacha Atra Sarvo Visargasya Sthanam Poshanam Utayaha Manvantareshanukatha Nirodha Muktirashraya. Sri Shukadev Goswami said, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, there are 10 divisions of statements regarding the following: the creation of the universe, subcreation, planetary systems, protection by the Lord, the creative impetus, the change of Manus, the signs of God, returning home back to Godhead, liberation, and the Samam Bonam. Text 2. दशमस्य विशुद्ध्यर्थं नवानाम् इह लक्षणं वर्णयन्ति महात्मानः श्रुतेनार्थेन चाञ्जसा. To isolate the transcendence of the samam bonam, the symptoms of the rest are described sometimes by Vedic inference, sometimes by direct explanation, and sometimes by summary explanations given by the great sages. Hare Krishna.
Okay, let's stop here. Any questions?
Mataji, can I ask you one question?
Ask,
We
no?
have done this. We have done this. Chaturshloki Bhagavatam. Now the Sambandha, Abhideya and Prayojana. Now, how do we relate, Mataji? In short, can you explain? Mataji?
In what? In Chaturshloki, right?
Chaturshloki
Sambandha, Abhideya
Bhagavatam.
and Prayojana.
Prayojana.
Sambandha is there in the first verse itself. Lord is always existing. Abhideya, how to know him? The last verse speaks about it. You should know him by devotional service. What is Prayojana? The goal of life. Goal of life is to see him in each and everything, not to see anything separate from him. That is how we can attain his prema. So you can see the second verse. The third verse, Lord is there. Far also, Lord is there. Near also. Now, Chaturshloki Bhagavatam also contains the 4 subject matters. Sarga, Visarga. Sarga is Lord who created everything. Lord is the Ashray Tattva. You can go there. He is the Ashray. He is existing even after the resolution. So he is the original Ashray Tattva. Understand the subject properly. Then Ashray Tattva is at first verse. Ameva samay evagre. All this creation, everything has been done, but by Lord who is always there. So Ashray Tattva speaks about that first. Then Sarga, Visarga. Don't see something different from me. All the material elements are there, like how I'm present. It all comes in the Sarga, Visarga. Then how Lord appears as Manvantara. For even the creation, you need require Tayaha. Lord only maintains. Everything is there. Last one speaks about devotional service. Last one speaks, that is Nirodha. Only by devotional service one can go back home, back to Godhead. Nirodha. Then only a person can attain mukti. And what is mukti? Only after death. Yasya harer dasye karmana manasa gira nikhilashapi avastasu jivan mukta suchyate. Within this lifetime itself, if karmana manasa gira, we are completely surrendered to Lord. And that is sadhana, that is bhava, that is only prema. And that is how to attain Lord. So here also you can see Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojana. Ashray, Sambandha. And Abhideya means process. Naturally that becomes devotional service. What is the goal of life? Goal of life is to see Krishna in each and everything. Then only one can attain prema. You cannot go away from Krishna. You have to see in each and everything, you have to see Lord. That means Lord should not be lost even for a fraction of a second. That's why when Guru Maharaj's Vyas Puja was going on, the time they were saying, even though he is sitting and giving so many managerial suggestions, but he is actually on the way to Golok Dham, because he is so peaceful while giving suggestions. You cannot be peaceful. You have to be agitated and all, but he's so peaceful. The peace is always on the way to Lord. So this is our main great acharyas. They're always with Lord. Okay. Any other question? Stop here. Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhyavcha patitanam pavanebhyo.